Welcome back to my channel. I guess that's the first thing I should always say. You remember when you told them to click the bell?
Yes.
You can tell them again.
So please go ahead, like, subscribe, and click the bell.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to be honest. We could not come up with a name for this thing. So we winged it. And the name of this production is Winging It. So we're just going to be talking about work that we've done together in theatre at the Philip Sherlock Center. Nadia she will tell you who she is and what she does.
I am the technical manager here at the Philip Sherlock Center. I'm also the resident lighting designer. I also train young people in technical theatre. And Maya was once, when she was a young person, she was one of those young people that I trained. Now she is an old fart, but yeah.
Okay, so now I am a writer and director primarily in theatre, and I'm also exploring film. I'm also a multimedia artist, and a part of what I do in theatre is help to create digital worlds and sets using graphics and stuff like that. When I was about 18, I started UE. And I wandered over to the Philip Sherlock Center one day, and I've never left, basically.
True.
I joined both UDAS and UDS, that's Dramatic Art Society and Dance Society. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, I ended up on the tech team. Do you remember?
I think maybe because of Kyle. Because remember your cousin Kyle was a technician here at the time.
And I started, what did I do first? I don't remember ever working backstage, which is not good because everybody
usually starts backstage. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know how
you skipped the line. But you did the front of house for a good while.
I did a lot of front of house.
That's true. You did work front of house for quite a while. So probably that's why you skipped the line. Probably we needed somebody, because this happens a lot where sometimes something happens and we need somebody to come up in the box and do something. Mm-hmm. Or like follow spot or something. So probably that was one of the times that you just came up there and
you just wanted to be closer to me.
Okay.
You know? First project?
Yeah, we can talk about that. Which would have been Apostrophe. Right, which is a part of Talawa, which is our annual theatre competition, theatre festival that we have for tertiary level students. So that time Maya was actually on stage in Apostrophe because she played a white woman. She was the only white person in the center, so
Cute photo.
Apostrophe was where I guess Quilt kind of started. Quilt had its genesis.
So we're also, side note, a member of Quilt's Performing Arts Company. It's a local device theatre company. Nadia is the technical director and I'm the multimedia director, and we were both founding members. We've been in Quilt since it started, and it started with this production. And
Apostrophe was about lynching, basically. And I remember distinctly, Maya doesn't want me to mention this, but I will, that Quilt cut a piece of our rigging rope to use as a noose.
Well, let me just point out that I was still on stage as an actress, so I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, they said they found the rope, but I don't know about that. But yeah, so Apostrophe was the first project.
And you did lighting?
I did lighting for that, yeah. It was really good. It was different, and it was a nice way for Quilt, which wasn't Quilt yet, to kind of be introduced to the theatre landscape. And that's the thing about Talawa. Talawa is supposed to be there to unearth new talent, whether in writing, in acting, in directing. But Apostrophe was really good for us to, for Rayon to like show what he could do. I mean, he'd been doing it from Glenmuir, he'd been directing and so, but it was a new space at UA and I think Quilt has only grown from there.
Yeah,
you know.
I think a cool thing about the platform too was the whole energy around it, because we won best production.
Yeah.
So it was our first thing, just that random group of people just all excited about the same thing. And so when we won, it was like a catalyst for it to not stop, kind of. So that's the center. I mean, we all had the passion already, but that platform and the feedback. And
So we worked on a few other things, but I think the next big thing probably would have been 73, which was a devised piece that spoke about the Tivoli incursion. And 73 is very dear to me because for me, when the incursion happened, a lot of people were demonizing the people in Tivoli. And I just wanted to know what were their stories, what were they going through in all of this, why it happened like this for them. And so I remember distinctly talking to Rihanna about it, and then we literally got some brown paper.
Yeah,
I went
I
in the
remember
round, and people just started to talk. We just started to brainstorm, write, talk, and this is how 73 came together. So it's almost like a series of poems and dialogues and monologues that were put together to tell this story, this other story, other than what the media told us was happening.
73, official death count. 72, 71, 70, 69, 67, 64, 63, 62, 61, 60. The 60-year-old grandmother. 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50. Jamaica, where it was supposed to be independent. 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, his age.
One of the things I remember about that activity with the brown paper is I had previously seen, like, there was some BBC a BBC report that had come out, and I don't know where they got the footage. It was like I don't know if you saw it, like child soldier looking things, and they were suggesting that this is what the incursion was, and that there were little boys on the streets with guns, and it was really just not the truth. And that inspired me to write Shooter, which I will show you as well, which kind of is like a juxtaposition between the presentation of the gunman in the eyes of the media, and the media itself, the photographer, and
No, we can't talk about 73 and don't talk about the tires.
Oh my God, those tires made us very tired.
So the tires were an important symbol, because tires, the people use tires to block the road and so. But Quilt literally had to train with the tires for weeks in order to do the opening piece in 73. Actually, more than the opening piece, because there are like 3 pieces because the tires became also props, set, everything for the for 73, and it was hard. Tires have little wires in them. I don't know if you guys know this, and them juke you.
I remember helping them to tape. Was it tape?
Yeah, we had
that
to tape.
using?
We had to use gaff tape.
And I
tape.
got cut, and I was just taping them. So it was a process.
A lot. I mean, I had to go to Portmore to one old tire place and beg tires, and but I don't think 73 would have been the same without those tires.
I agree.
Technically, with 73, in terms of lighting, for some instances, it had to be like I was trying to create the scene, create the mood, create the feeling. In other instances, it's almost like it's a little bit more stylized. Like even the Voters X, we had to kind of show the green turning into the blood, into the red, so we use colors in that way.
Every year I find myself right here, so putting my finger in ink, in blood, and mark the X of death. From them burned up my house, I should have left this place. But now I'm staying. Because of fear and greed, yes, I was too greedy. Too greedy for a little chunk change. Politics
I don't like to use the word favorite because it's a very heavy piece for me, and every time it's performed, it really do a lot. It mash me up. But it's one of my, I guess it's one of my favorite pieces that I've worked on. I felt like it's a stories that we needed to tell, and I'm happy we were able to tell them through this medium.
I hadn't really explored writing for stage before this point. So I had always written poetry in my life coming up and been involved in theatre more as a performer like before. And when Rayon saw what I had written and chose it and said it was awesome and that it was worth being in the production, that was like a moment also for me. I guess like Quilt's moment with Apostrophe, it was my personal moment as a writer, understanding that my work could be staged.
We had another challenge with 73, which is one time we did it outdoors. And that was something else. We did it as an, what do you call that now? A site-specific piece in the parking lot at UWI, up at the admin building at UWI. That was something else because, security, where we're going with all these tiles and they don't know what's happening and all of that. But that was really, really interesting. And for the people too, like people were just stopping what they were doing and just watching, the piece, and it was really overwhelming, actually. I mean, overwhelming in the theater, but it was even more so out there with people who didn't choose to come and watch it, but it was in their space and they stopped and they, they watched it and they participated in it, and that was a really nice experience with 73.
If it moves, shoot it. I keep dead still. And wait until
My target manifests within my ear.
my name is Shellock.
I look for any man in the wrong color. I support the wrong power and disrespect my boss. My name is Shellock.
30 frames per second. I zoom in when my subjects beckon. My cannon is my weapon. My name is
17 bullets, 17 rounds, out of breath, heart pounding. I watch for any man that laid on my caliber. And you see when him no match, feel the size of my caliber. My name is Shatter. One man, 160 pounds.
Director.
One body, 2 feet in front of me.
Producer.
6 feet underground.
Reducer. Reducing you to a figment of my perception.
Attention.
Lights.
Suspension.
Camera.
Ammunition.
Action.
Beat.
Subjectification.
Rinse, wash and repeat. My name is Shatter.
Cameraman, they call me.
Gunman, them call me. But you see them better watch when them call me.
As they watch me watching,
In my defense,
I capture life.
I kill. My name is Shatter. If it moves, shoot it.
So, it's 2014 we agreed upon?
No, it's 2013.
2013, I was still a student at UWI, and I was doing a writing class with Amber Shivans. What is the name of that course? It was literally called Writing for Screen and Stage.
Yeah.
I wrote a play for an assignment, and she suggested to me to enter it in Talawa, because around the time of the assignment submission, Talawa was coming up. So she suggested to me to enter it in Talawa, and I was not, I had done 73, I had done Shooter in 73, but I never thought about entering a whole play as myself, doing this thing. If me just give somebody a poem to put in a one play, that's a one thing, but to create an entire production by myself was just out of the world to me, out of this world. I decided to make a play, my first play, and enter Talawa.
Yeah, that's not where I come in.
Yes.
Because Maya come now with this vessel thing, and it's all about triangles, right? So she wants, triangles is the theme, and she wants triangles everywhere. So first of all, the actors perform in a triangle, right? The props are triangles, and also now we have to light as a triangle. I think there's one scene where we made a specific, so we made, we used the not gobos, but the ellipsoidals and cut them with the shutters to kind of form triangles to hit the triangle boxes. You can't call them triangle boxes.
Yeah, is a box necessarily a square? Comment down below.
Yeah, the triangle, what do you call it though?
Or camera
Pyramid?
glasses.
Is that pyramid?
Pyramid?
It's a pyramid, not prism.
What's a
Prism is
prism?
something
The
light
lights.
go through.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Are you tell me about prism, girl?
So we did it we cut the lights to fit the triangle, I'll say set pieces that were on stage. And I think at one point, one of the actors, I don't remember if she does a monologue or she ends the piece in a triangle. I remember.
Yeah, in the center.
Something. Yeah, I remember something like that. So it was interesting. I mean, Talo is a festival, so you know, as one person finishes, as one performance finishes, we have to be ready for the next performance. So that was a challenge for us because we have to run there's literally a triangle on stage made of tape, right, that confines the actors for this piece. So running the triangle, making sure it's right, and then having to take it up. And I think we performed Vessel twice because it did well and it came back in the best of Taloa. So we had to do it again. But it was a good piece. It was, the topic kind of was heavy. Everything's about to talk about. Anyway, hopefully the next thing will be light.
I'm quite comedic as well. And even in my darker work, there are elements of light. But Vessel is about postpartum psychosis. It was something I had come upon, just probably online one day, and I thought I would write about it. And I also, my ear voices, and it was two of the voices I heard. It was this couple, and they were talking about marriage, and she had just had a baby, and I hear them.
Yeah.
So I did it with the help of and support of Nadia and Quilt and everybody, and the awesome cast. The original, well, it was a two-hander, so it was Ramon, Gordon, and Kalia Ellis. I had the support, and it came off well, but it also was, it was awarded. So we got into Best of Talawa, and we were nominated for a couple things. We won Best Set, Best Lighting, and Best New Play. Yeah.
And I just remember something else about Vessel. It was a turning point for me too. But this is the first time now I am meeting director Maya, who is a completely different person.
Yeah, that's when Nadia decided to name me.
And another person, no, I think maybe this was Moya.
The director is Moira.
Moira, right. So
Moira
this is when I'm meeting Moira. And yeah, she's a completely different person. She's a directing tyrant.
Was.
Right, was. Yeah, she's grown from them, but at this point, it wasn't easy, guys. I can tell you, like, if I unscroll on the stage, Maya's freaking out. Right?
I was there.
If a little breeze blow, Maya's freaking out. And it's theater, it's live, things happen, right? So, and it's something she's grown through. But at this point, she was a ball of nervous energy, to be honest, throughout a lot of these productions. Vessel was hard for her. Because we just used to this Maya. And then we get this Maya, which was kind of weird. But yeah, I guess it's a part of her growth. She had to break through that as well. So I remember that about Vessel. Yeah.
Just stop and be yourself, man.
Enjoying dinner, right? Do you want some wine?
Karen, I don't want a damn wine. I come home from work and you just acting as if you're crazy or something and shut.
The next thing that Nadia and I worked on together after I did Vessel was something for Quilt again. Quilt entered a theatre festival. We submitted an application, and I think they chose, was it 5 companies from across the... It's 5?
I think it
Or
was 7.
6? Between 5 and 7, a small number of companies. So we were selected to be a part of Contacting the World, which meant we were to participate in like a series of distance activities with the rest of the group, and then also create a show that we would then take to the festival and perform there.
So before we started creating for Contact, Ray had asked me to do a workshop, like a technical workshop with the members of Quilt about light and color. So we all gathered in the theater, did a workshop teaching about light, teaching about color, teaching about how we use light in theater and how we use color and the different meanings, the different things that color can trigger in your audience and things like that. And through that workshop, we actually developed Color Me, which was the piece that we took to Contact. You're actually partnered. It would have to be an even number, Maya, because you're actually partnered. You're actually partnered with a company from another country.
Yeah, ours was Scotland.
From Scotland.
Firefly? Was it
Firefly, I think so, yeah. One of the pieces we did in Color Me was based on something that was happening in Scotland at the time, which was the vote as to whether Scotland would become its own nation. But Color Me was a really amazing experience, right? Because of from the workshop, what people developed, right, about color and how color affects us and how we use color in our life, right, and how we brought that to the stage, how we told stories through color, right? So like this piece in Scotland is grey, right? So we use grey as the overall, and it's hard to get grey light, I'm telling you that. You understand? But it's not something we're used to. Like when I studied in England, that was something that I realized a lot going to plays and so, that for me everything looked grey. And I remember writing a Facebook post and saying that, you know, I wish to see my world in color again, because I was in grayscale for that time that I was at school at Rose Bruford. I felt like I was in grayscale. So Color Me, that scene in Color Me kind of brought me back there.
We had color in relation to identity, gender, and then associations of color with human things that happen to us in our lifetime, like cancer. Funny enough, I'm wearing this pink shirt, but we had a piece that was about a woman who got breast cancer, and then so pink and red were the colors of the story, and then they became green as she healed.
Right, because we did a lot of, and the Quilt members did a lot of research into what people associate colors with, and what colors are healing, what colors are destructive, you know, that kind of thing. So all of that really came together in Color Me.
were my eyes just closed? Closed in this amniotic sea. On a night when planes drone from the sea ground, mountains stood still like silhouette pyramids. Morning, morning. After the dawn, there was no hope. Just silhouettes, shapes, and sound.
Color Me starts in a world without color. We're birthed without color. That's the premise of Color Me, and then we are colored.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
color as in not just literal color with the eyes, but like,
I guess it's like what society throws on us.
Right.
It's like the different colors or what we should be.
right. The whole process of the workshop and everything, it was exciting to me because I'm also a visual artist. So all that I learned from the show in terms of just the message in the messages in the show made me more interested in exploring color psychology in how I approached creating the rest of my work.
What color is my life? If color is just a reflection of light and all color exists within my eyes, what color am I? Am I the sky? Am I the tinted, almost colorless clouds? Am I the peaceful greens of trees? Am I aggressive like my anxious blood? Or does my shadow gray me?
Color Me was a really, really good experience, and taking it to Contact was even.
Yes, that was incredible.
Yeah, that was
I'll
absolutely
never forget
crazy.
There will be at this time a 5-minute intermission, the end of which will be signified by the sound of a buzzer. Please be advised, there is to be no eating, drinking, or smoking.
So we're in 2014 and we've just come back from Manchester, which by the way is cold in the summer. Like that's not for me. No, but everything else was great. Talawa was happening again and I thought, hey, I've tried it once. My production did well. You know, I want to try win this time. And I mean, to be fair, it was not just about winning, but also about doing more work. I had an excitement after just being a part of this festival to just keep creating. So again, I started to hear some voices. One evening, I think I actually remember having a dream too about these two characters, and I heard them before I saw them. So I could hear two people arguing, and it two of them are idiots. Yeah, and basically, but they're geniuses really. And actually, Max has a very beautiful heart. Look, we'll get to that. So I heard them bickering.
Max are the big one. Oh yeah, him have a art.
Things
art, yeah.
Well, they think it's nice too. Hey, them supposed to expensive, but they're not.
Max, you know what you are to? Them something I look nice for you and a dark alone the boss send with us.
Hey,
Max,
hey.
make we hurry up and take down the painting and see how much of them other little things here we can sell for ourselves.
No. I'm not depend that.
Max, afraid.
I'm not depend that.
Max, you can't afraid, you know, you see how we come in here easy, nobody now catch me, no, Max. Lord, them nice. Hey, Max, I think I could have come in here by myself. Come to think of it is that I should have do it to the first place because you're so damn fool.
And I really that you not it.
Then what is it, Max? What is it, Max?
It's just that is one look of painting me come fit it.
Oh.
And if me take anything else, me not gonna feel good about it.
Is that?
No, it's just true. Me want a look cut out of the boss money make me even come, you know. Oh, so it's one look of painting, nothing else. Oh.
Rayan was the one who suggested to me to use David Crossgill because I had decided on Desmond Petit, and Rayan suggested David, and at that time I didn't even think I could reach out to somebody like David because David a big actor.
He was an actor, yeah.
So we reached out and say me I do Heist and I come a Sherlock and tell Nadia say me I do a next play again. For Talo.
Nadia gets nervous.
Because she's expecting director Moira. And what did you encounter?
As well, another dispensation of Moira.
There was Moira at Heist too?
A little bit. But the Moira is always there now. Yeah. It was hilarious. Like, Heist is still hilarious to me, and I've seen it 1 million times in rehearsals, and I've read the play, but it's still very hilarious to me. And I watch it on YouTube. Please go and watch the YouTube. Heist 10 episodes. You can watch them one every night or one every week, whichever you want, your choice. And subscribe and like and click the bell. My for pay me.
I'm just there thinking you're so good at this.
So Heist, it was a challenge because of creating the museum space, and people loved it. The lighting and so it was simpler.
Yeah.
To the museum Heist because it was just one scene.
Yeah.
Which is the easiest thing to do in Talawa, to do a one scene, and it was good. It was funny. I don't remember how we stole the painting in that Heist.
We did the same thing. It was a fishing line.
Oh, okay.
So it was the same foam core, and you pierced it and you hung.
Okay, yeah. So maybe that was the hardest part, like figuring out how to hang the painting and make the painting disappear. So basically, there was a person in the rafters at Philip
For the
Sherlock.
entire play.
Well, two people, the real person and the duppy. Because we can't do nothing without the duppy.
Oh, you
right?
mean Sherlock duppy?
Yeah, then who else?
Yes, there's a ghost.
Who goes there? A ghost?
I heard this museum at night. My soul is trapped. Yes, trapped inside this painting.
Painting? Which painting? This one over here?
No, not this one, the next one.
We won Best Set again, and we also won Best Production, Best New Play, and Desmond won Best Lead Actor, and David won Best Supporting Actor. So we went from cast to crew and everything. Now we're getting awards. That was really, really exciting. And me just couldn't believe people in my laugh so much. Like to this day, me know which part me think funny, and it's like distributed throughout. But they were laughing at those things, but also other things that I didn't intend on being funny in certain ways. But then when the actor delivers something in a different way or reads it and interprets it, so that was really cool seeing how comedy came, and that alone was one of the inspirations to take to do Heist again in some way.
So basically, we're taking Heist from this 20-minute to a full-length play. So Maya did lots of writing and rewriting.
Because this was what we did 2014?
Right,
and then we
2016.
did 2016 or 17? 2017.
17, right.
So it took me 3 years, obviously, of not just working on that alone, but still dedicating time to expanding the script, because now the story is going to continue beyond what we see in the first 20 minutes. So extending the script, extending the cast from 3 members to 16, 15?
17.
17?
You and 17 men.
You don't have to count me, I know.
No, but that's what I tell you.
Yes,
you
I had a lot of men.
it.
Oh, it was an all-male cast.
Yeah.
That's also a thing. For some reason, too, when I'm hearing these voices as I was writing the play and just people interacting in the story, none of them were women. I don't know why. It just happened naturally, and I was like, okay, I don't need any women in this play.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, gentlemen. I am Detective Delacroix, and this is Officer Jack.
I'm Officer Jack.
And this is Officer Joe.
I'm Officer Joe.
We are here with the police department investigating the reason behind the sudden sound of alarm that went off about 23 minutes ago. Is everything in order here? Has there been any sort of crime? Untie the guard!
Outside the guard.
Officer! Detective! Arrest them! They come here to steal the painting! Who did? Them! These two gentlemen here? Yes, them! They come here to steal the painting! And what exactly did they do? They come to thief the painting and then tie me up! Which painting? The big one from in the middle, the one we come from foreign! Yes, and where is the painting now? Gone, sir! So who took it? The thief, them! And you say that these two gentlemen here are the thieves? But sir, the painting is gone. And they're not. No, it's not them taking it. But you told me that they took it. No, officer. Detective! What about they take it? After they come, they take it. And where is the painting now? I don't know, sir.
So we're moving from a one scene play to a play with multiple scenes in 2 acts.
Yeah.
So it was a lot. Maya had come up with set design, and she worked with Michael Lord of blessed memory to develop that set design. And color also played a role in this, in how we did the scenes. So the scenes had underlying colors depending on, and it was a color was a part of the set too, like a big part of the set.
There was kind of like a monochrome thing with each scene, and each collection of characters had a color attributed to them. So like the police were grey, Tiggs and Max for the most part were like lilacs and purples, and then the media was blue. The Mr. Shepherd was red. And then the bar was purple again.
Yeah, and then we kind of put those colors under them with the lights.
The police aren't you, you know. If they even suspect you, I have to get rid of you. It's a quiet little town. I cannot afford for any little stir to paint me as a criminal.
It wasn't the police, I swear to you, it wasn't the police. We were attacked. Yes, viciously attacked. We barely make it out alive.
Tell me about this attack.
Oh, well, let's see. What happened? Max?
Sir, you see, the place is full of a duppy.
Yeah, full of a duppy. I'm not lying, shut them up. I'm not lying to you, sir. Sir, I'm not lying to you, sir. I was just trying to tell you the story exactly like it so you can feel like you were there. I understand what we went through.
Hey guys, we're about to have a technical meeting about Heist, lighting, and set. Wait, and set. Yeah, that's true.
It's not my first major play, but I think my first major play was that involved.
Look what Nadia did. How do I turn the camera around? Oh. Look! You see, the crayons are useful. Yeah, I don't know why there are bubbles in this shot, but these are our materials for note-taking for this meeting.
I was also the technical director for Heist, so it also involved, I needed to know about the sound, you know, how the set was being built.
You should have seen our script.
Yeah.
I never see something, so it's like a university PhD, something she do.
Yeah. So my script was very detailed and colorful. I was supposed to bring it today, but I forgot. Sorry. But so meeting with Patrick, who was a set builder, you know, working out all that kind of stuff. I mean, the balaclava thing, it was
the light.
Yeah, it had a light in it, so you know, working all that kind of stuff. Heist was a moment, I want to say, because of all the marketing and so that Maya had to do. Maya went out. You know, this is Maya now.
When I first did it, I mean, as a writer-director, I've never produced anything. So each time I'm doing these things, I'm kind of taking on a new thing. Understand how much work? Oh boy. Whatever you say. Taking a play from 20 minutes to 2 hours is one thing in terms of just the creative aspect and the story. But that also now means 20 minutes of production cost. That is now a 2-hour production that has a crew. The first crew for Heist was just the Talawa crew who was there for Talawa. So now I have to find a crew, pay a crew, and it's a big set. So that's a lot of people. The cast is now bigger. Everybody has to be paid and fed, and
And Heist showed me something that I realized something now about the different Mayas, right? No, seriously, it's a serious thing, and it's something that it instructs me in how I deal. It helped me, because it instructs me in how I deal with other things. Because the theater Maya and the film Maya came together in Heist, and it was a little bit of a struggle, because the theater Maya is a little bit more okay with theater, with how, in theater you don't fix things as much.
Right.
You understand?
Oh,
but then the film Maya was also present, and the film Maya is a perfect Maya. So things have to be fixed every time. So rehearsals, I don't know if you remember this, rehearsals were extremely long. Extremely long.
Yeah.
Because of film Maya, right? Because of the fixing. Cesar, I remember. Yeah. And it's a thing in a mind. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just a thing. But it's something that, like when you realize it, you can say, okay, this is what's happening. And even to get the set ready before remember the first week, it was hard for you to let go the set to the audience, for you to open the house. You remember that?
Yeah.
The first week, it was hard for you to open the house, because it was like, no, you give up the baby right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some directors don't even come to their shows.
Yeah. When I heard that, I was
they have
like,
to let it go. Because that's the only way they can let it go.
It was Darren's show. We had an amazing
we had the best stage manager
as well.
Yeah.
And it became his show, and he took it. And I were pleased.
Yeah. So that was something that I realized. I was getting frustrated. I said, why am I another the scene? We have to do the scene again.
Yeah, I definitely had to learn that, for sure.
But I also had to learn that, to allow that.
Yeah.
And not just get angry every time, And that's, you helped me with other theater directors. And you know what, I just remember too, the happy accident of the flashlights. For that scene, the scene where they're talking to themselves.
We needed a scene or something.
We needed to light each person,
No, but that whole scene never existed.
Right, but also we needed to light each person individually in a tight spot.
And
we never have the tight spot them.
Yeah.
And so we ended up using flashlights under the, which is something when you're teaching lighting, you talk about lighting direction, and you use a flashlight to just demonstrate, how the face will look from different, when you lit from different angles. So that was a really nice thing. We can show that clip probably.
Anyway, it's not a real crime. You're just acting, Ricky. It's okay. Yeah, me just gonna collect the 50 grand and just put it towards drama school.
Jesus Christ. Why me get myself in them something, Me tell you, if I did me alone, I would have the painting, I would have give it to Mr. Shepherd long time. All of this wouldn't happen.
Me know say Ricky should have listened to me, Me know say something did feel wrong from a long time. But no, him no listen to me. Him just calm and collected and I got through. Me know say me should have listened to my gut.
Things wouldn't save me. Eh? Why me I save him? You're saving him because he's your only friend, Max.
Yeah, that's true. Me not have no other friend. Wait, how would that?
How was that?
Oh, I mean, I still never had me attack.
So I learned also a lot about the crafts themselves in ways that I never thought I would. So when I entered the world of the arts, it's like you look at theater and film and you're like, okay, one is on a stage telling a story and one is on a screen, but there are a lot of other layers to what makes something theater versus film, which is even in that letting go, because each night that the play is done, it's not the same.
It's a different play.
It is the same, but it's a different world again. With the film, I've learned that, it's film, it is what it is, you edit it and that's it, right? The actor can't move to the left, nothing can, that's it.
Yeah.
Being on set, the performance is taking place during that filming because you have to get everything right, because to go back and reshoot one little moment is just
it's
not.
a lot,
So it's, two different worlds.
And the audience makes a big difference in how the play is done every night.
Yeah.
And so audiences, you have to work with us, because how you respond also changes how the play, what the play is every night. So that's another thing. Personally, I prefer live, I prefer theater. I think film is so long and hard. I don't even understand. When I do a shoot, have to sleep for 2 days after that because
Film, right?
yeah,
It's
it drained
draining.
me completely. Whereas theater, it happens and it's gone.
Yeah.
You know?
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, gentlemen. I am Detective Delacroix, and this is Officer Jack.
I'm Officer Jack.
And this is Officer Joe. I'm Officer Joe. We are here with the police department responding to a call regarding a bunch of young men overhearing a suspicious conversation regarding the stolen painting.
Yes, detective. I was the one who called. Me and my friends were here having some drinks and we overheard Mr. Fitz on a suspicious phone call.
Oh. Ha detective. Harold here? Yes. Fitzgerald, owner of the newspaper. Oh, Mr. Harold from the newspaper. Yes. You are the one who arranged for the sketches to be in the paper. Yes. Don't I know you?
Me?
Yes.
No, sir. This is not my real face.
Mr. Fitz! What is this am I hearing about you being involved in a heist? Heist, detective.
Oh, the cast. Me ask some big actor for in my play, you know. Me just say, listen, me I go ask. Them don't really know me from nowhere, really. But I will just let them read the script. And if they like the script, they'll say yes or no, right? I'm really grateful for people like Rodney Campbell, Chris McFarlane, who are just awesome people in the industry from when. And, you know, they came on board. One of the things David said to me was that him not perform to no empty cheer, because it don't, and I get it, like it's a part of the production, that the audience, you know what I mean? And I think that is what kind of, just having that cast to also impress in a way. I had to make sure that people come on the show. Had to try really hard to get people, whether through benefits or student packages, just to get people to see the work and to be there. So the full-length version of Heist was done, as you said, 3 years later, 2017. And then we did, I mean, obviously quilt, we have quilt shows. We've done other work in between. Release, Reassured.
We've done Dance Umbrella. Maya usually works with us on Jamaica Dance Umbrella. We've done Garvey, Glass Roots,
Blogs and
Mirrors. This other one, man, where the guy walk out of the theater. What did him against Civil? You don't remember that?
Who walked out of the theater?
One man walked out of the theater during that show there.
Audience, remember?
Yeah, because of something where you put up on the screen. It wasn't my lighting that caused it.
Who tell us me?
Because of something you put up on the screen.
What we put up on the screen?
Some goat something. But that's okay, that's what art is. It's supposed to offend people. No, not for everybody not to love it. It's not art if everybody love it. Everybody love it, it's chocolate cake.
Yeah. Wow. Not everybody loves chocolate cake though. But art is what? Supposed to move you as long as you are moved, right? Whether you're moved to leave the theater or not.
Yeah, and theater is supposed to push people's limits. I think if it's not doing that, then we're not completely serving the purpose that we should be.
So now we're in a pandemic. That is a plot twist that not even I could have written. Right? I don't know about it. There was a tweet I made. I'll insert the tweet on the screen. Like, I still feel like I'm in a storybook. And like I fell asleep reading a book. I'm in the book. I know when you dream, you add things to the story.
That don't make any sense.
Yeah, that happen. No, me no say that happen. This not real. No, I'm not saying the pandemic isn't real. I'm saying the world in which the pandemic exists is not real.
Okay.
So I will comply within this dream world until I wake. Okay?
Got it.
So in the meantime, I have to create theater, even though I'm sleeping. You know? So what are we going to do, Nadia?
Yeah, theaters are closed. We can't have audiences. And this is worldwide. And everybody is doing what they call pivoting, which I always thought was a netball move, but here we are. So people still want to see stuff. Actors still want to work. Technicians still want to work. So we're going to still try to create. Rayon came up with this. Actually, it was an idea first, not about this specific project, but an idea to do something in the pandemic, to produce something for the pandemic audience. Well, Rayon come up with this concept of doing film in theater. I don't know if that makes sense. As in what I'm saying. The project makes sense.
Theater on screen.
Yeah, but putting theater on screen. So it's theater, but without an audience, but also not filmed as theater. Or as how theater would regularly be filmed. Like with 2 camera and a jib or 3 camera, you know, not that way, but another way to film theater. And it's also now a short film, right?
So I did multimedia for that as well. What I was asked to do is to kind of help create the set, as I usually do, but now something that would look real. And I remember some of the stuff that I look back at is like how they used to shoot films back in the day with like those fake,
with those
like if the
backdrops.
car is driving, you have that
Right.
fake backdrop. We created a couple scenes. We did, one of them was like a street by a bus stop.
Right,
What else we did? A dock. Ship by the dock.
Yeah.
What else was projection?
You had some stuff which was like more,
some more mystical
mystic,
stuff.
Yeah.
I was actually really surprised at how it turned out, because normally, and we know like the way that the eye sees something, the camera translates differently.
Yes.
So I was really nervous to see if it would look right and look real and make sense, and it came together.
Yeah, it was for me. It was a big day of discovery. Well, 2 days of discovery for me, because when we light for theater, it's completely different. And I've worked on some commercial sets and some lighting for TV, but even so, lighting for film is different for lighting for TV. Lighting for TV, they want to see everything is bright, and you know, lighting for film, like, at one point on the set, they must start feel away. Cause every minute my guy, what's his name, Mars?
Yeah.
Him said, they don't like a little bit more, they don't like a little more. So is that man said, what am I come here for?
But you know, it's there.
Yeah, but then when I look back on it and I say, oh, but there is light there. But for us, we don't have to. So the levels is what changes, the intensity, which is a controllable property of light, right? We can control the intensity, and it's so funny because it's something I'm always talking about when I'm teaching about light. But I never realized how much the importance of intensity when you're doing film, right? Because the camera can catch so much more. And especially when they're doing close-ups and stuff like that. So it was a really nice experience for me. It was a nice experience for them to even, like, instead of using a GoBo, to actually bring a piece of tree, you know, because I'm so used to, you know, you want that foliage look, you know, put in a GoBo in a light, you know, but they actually use the tree with a light with a big beam, you know, that kind of thing. So it was nice. It was a nice experience for me. I think no, I usually always say I really have nothing to do with film, you know. But after that experience, I think maybe I would like to explore it a little bit more to kind of understand now what the camera sees, you know, because for me it always has been, up until this point, what the audience sees and how the eye reacts, you know. So like now, getting to explore what the camera will see, and these nowadays, black magic, 4K, you know, all these things. You know, it kind of opening up my mind a little bit. So that experience of that project was really, really, really good for me.
It was really cool. We wrote it together, and we did everything distance until shoot day, which was also new. So rehearsals were on Zoom. Everything was on Zoom until we actually had to meet.
It was nice to be in the theater and do something in the theater.
Yes.
Even though it was a short film, so we still were doing sets and, you know, that kind of thing. So that was a really nice thing. So big up Rayon for that opportunity. Sherlock is a theatre on campus. We have clubs and societies which have to deal with performing arts, like the drama club, the dance society, hammer club, Panoriddim, the pop society, and the choirs, the UE singers, and the chorale, and also writers circle. But another part other than all of that is that we also do training in technical theatre. So if you're a student, well, right now we're not open, but when we're back and up and running, if you're a student and you're interested in technical theatre, come and see us. We train you for free. So you work for us for free. For a little while, and then you will start getting paid. Maya can tell you that you will actually start getting paid after a while. We have people who have come and trained here who actually, maybe that wasn't what they were doing their degree in, but have moved on and are actually working in technical theatre or in production. A lot less in technical theatre. Most people have moved on to like TV, film, audio production, concerts, stuff like that. But it's nice. It's a nice little roast. So you have people that are doctors, lawyers, and it's a little side thing for them. For me, it became my full-time career after coming here as a student. So that's a really good thing. When I came here as a student, a set of people trained me for free. So like Steve Locke, Rowan Garrix, Sailor. What's Sailor real name is again? Shirley Morgan, Ewan Simpson. So we passed that on. And it's always nice to see the students grow. And they always cuss me out because they say I kick them out. But I want them to go somewhere else. And so there's a space for other people to come in and learn.
I used to just gravitate in my free time to the center, even outside of when I needed to be there. That probably was what I know, I don't know.
The center is a nice creative space. Yeah. That's true, because when we're up and running, any given day you will come and see people doing a little dance, practicing a poem. You know, that the band downstairs making noise, playing music, that kind of thing. So it's always a creative space, which is nice, I must say. I don't know, people really tend to gravitate towards Philip Sherlock, some kooky people.
Well, anybody asks me would I tell them, them ad there? Mavis. Yes,
we're not doing that.
You ever hear about the Philip Sherlock Center for the Creative Arts? No, what's that? One place run a UE? Anyway, if anybody ever asked, I would always say that the Philip Sherlock Center has been an awesome space that has contributed a lot to me meeting Moira and Mia, and also finding the best parts of Moira and Mia.
And Moya.
And Moya.
Thank you for watching more.
Thanks for winging it with us. Thanks for winging it with us. You like chicken wings? I don't know why I asked that. So...
Maya, put the chicken wing for me. You're not editing.
That's such a good idea. Thanks for winging it with us. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and
click the little bell. Ada?
Yes. That works. On social media, look for us, and also obviously the center is on all socials. Quilts.
Tech Diva JA.
Tech Diva JA. So you can follow Catapult on social media. The other partners are Kingston Creative, Fresh Milk, out of Barbados, I believe, and AFJ, that is the American Friends of Jamaica. So thank you. They've done a really awesome initiative, especially now. So we're really grateful for that. Alt Multimedia, follow them on all socials. Please subscribe to their channel, follow them, and look out for their awesome work. Cesar, Buelto, Toni-Ann, Davy. Those are the
lead creatives at Alt Multimedia.
Thank you, Nadia. And for today, they are our camera.
They are everything.
Yeah, because sound lights.
They're our whole crew.
Everything. Yeah, our crew. We have a crew.
Lights was sponsored by God.
Thank you. Let there be lights. Wow, Nadia, you are like the god of theater.
No.
Actually, let there be light in the theater.
No.
Or is it the director?
No.
Or is it the writer? Are we all God? Are we all God? We are all God. Think about it. Nothing exists. And
God is in all of us. So That's it?
Do we have enough? I've said everything?
I think.
Great.
And cut. That's a wrap.